Hi, Samantha. Hello. Hi, Samantha. Hello.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Samantha Uncut, where I discuss celebrity news, hot topics, reality TV, and so much more. All commentary is alleged and, in my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. So, we're nearing the end of season 9, and we are finally seeing more from Trisha, also known as Lockjaw, also known as Shamar, also known as Coleslaw 2.0. And we are seeing more of her venom towards Melody. And for the longest time, everyone is asking what is her problem. Even in the last episode that aired, Melody confronted her asking if she have an issue with her. And of course, Trish responded, no, she does not have an issue with Melody. But then she goes on to say that she did not like that Melody said that she was still in love with Marquez. And for the life of me, I'm trying to figure out where the problem is, because she's still married to Marquez as of this date of this video. She's still married to Marquez. And you would think that being with someone for over 14 years, you have some kind of love for them and you have children with that person. So her being triggered by Marquez is showing that you do have some kind of emotion when it comes towards him. But for me, I feel like Trish's issue with Melody is deeper than that. And I think I found the answer to the question that everyone is asking. What is Trisha's problem with Melody? And I'm going to explain. So we all know that Trish came on the show on season 8 by way of Stormy. She has been friends with Stormy for over 10 years. She was a part of Stormy's wedding back in 2015, I believe it was. So we already know her connection with Stormy. Here's where things started getting a little bit more interesting, because back in May of 2022, she posted a birthday post on her Facebook where she was screaming happy birthday to my beautiful songbird, love you chick. And this was to Destiny. And Destiny responded back, appreciate the love and miss you much. Now, this post was made 2 years prior to anyone knowing about Trish, like the audience knowing about Trish and her connection to the cast. And season 8 came back, I believe it was May 8th, 2024, that season 8 premiered on OWN. They have exchanged other comments to each other, like on this post that Destiny did for her grandmother, where Trish responded, happy birthday, grandma. While I was doing some more research, I found that Trish and Destiny, they have actually known each other way before 2022. They actually know each other. The earliest I would say would be 2021, because that's the earliest date that I could find. Trish actually posted this video on her her fitness page on Instagram, and it was from December of 2021, December 13, 2021. And the reason I'm bringing up the Destiny connection is also because during the girls' trip, based on what Sunny had mentioned in her live, she mentioned that at the table, what was not shown was that she actually asked Destiny if she knew Trisha, because Trisha had so much to say about Destiny and Sunny and the Moses situation. And Destiny's response on the girls' trip was that she didn't know Trisha. And when Trisha came on the show, they all acted as if they didn't really know her that well, except for Stormy. So we have Stormy having a connection to Trisha, and we also have Destiny having a connection to Trisha. Both Stormy and Destiny came on the show by way of Melody, and they are both now not friends with Melody because they ended up being friends with Martell and basically taking Martell's side. And they basically turned out to be liars and in their intention when it came towards Melody. Now, in my research, I also found an interesting connection to Trish as well. It's not shocking to me, but it might be to you guys. But I also found that Tisha also know Trisha. So back in July of 2022, Tisha made this post on Facebook where she posted a selfie saying, "It's me just playing around with these filters." And Trisha commented heart eyes under that photo. Now, one might ask, why is this important or why does it matter? It matters because around this time, Martell first threatened Melody with RP. He first sent that text to Melody around August of 2022. And at the time, Melody did not press charges until 2023 when she heard the recording of Coleslaw admitting to a plot that Martell had wanted her to release the video, assuming that it would be another man on the video, knowing that it was Martell on the video with his then wife. So while Melody was dealing with Martell with that scenario, you have Destiny, Stormy, and Tisha now knowing a woman that Martell allegedly have been with while he was still married to Melody. We also know that Destiny, Stormy, Tisha, everyone already knew about Coleslaw. And Coleslaw is not on the show, but Trish is on the show. And I hate to add this other connection, but I just have to so I can make a point and I can build on the story that I'm trying to tell. But not only does Trish know Tisha, Destiny, Stormy, but she also knew Kiki Jabbar. Rest in peace to Kiki. But they have been friends for quite some time. This receipt is from 2016, and Trish also admitted in an interview she did with Crystal XO on December 5th, 2024, that she knew Kiki very well. They were very close. If Trish know Kiki, Stormy, Tisha, Destiny, then it would be my belief, in my opinion, that Trish would also know Scott 2.0. I'm pretty sure if I was to dig deeper, I would find something proving that she is familiar with Kimmy and Maurice as well. I just don't really care for Maurice and Kimmy, so I don't really care to go looking for that. Now, when it comes to Trish coming on the show with the storyline of being connected to Martell, this is interesting because Trish's story keeps changing over and over. And it's like it's a made up story, but at the same time, she's willing to stick with that story so bad for an entire season. Trish has said in multiple interviews that she was not expecting to be a full-time cast on the show. She was expecting to be a friend of Stormy that was just filming for a short period, and that it just so happened that she became full-time on the show, and it wasn't really her idea. It was more Ken that wanted to be a part of the show. Now, Trisha has lied so many times, going back to her interviews that she did with Millie Chan, that she did with Dustin, and also Crystal XO. Those were 3 interviews that I went back to reference based on some discrepancies that Trish mentioned. In the interview that she did with Dustin on June 15, 2024, around the 30-minute mark, she said that Stormy did not know about her and Martell, and that she's known Stormy for 10 to 11 years. But for me, Stormy knew about your relationship and your marriage to Marquez, but your entrance on the show was a storyline attaching to Martell, but Stormy didn't know about your relationship with Martell? I find that hard to believe. Now, I want you guys to follow me for a bit because it gets complicated around here. In the interview that Trish did with Millie Chon on December 22nd, 2024, she said she used Melon Martell's divorce as a guideline of how she should go ahead and file her divorce, and that she went to Martell's house the March before their divorce was finalized. Now, to my recollection, Mel and Martell divorce was finalized in about April of 2021. Y'all can correct me in the comments if I'm mistaken on that date, but I'm pretty sure it was April of 2021 when their divorce was finalized. She said that they did not work out because they got into a back and forth because they got a little bit frustrated when Martell started explaining that he misses his wife. So a subscriber asked a clarifying question where it says that, just to clarify, during the pandemic, you left your house to go to Martell's house in 2020 to train him while we were in a global wide pandemic. And she said yes. And yeah, he slid in the DM in that time, and that was around the time my sister passed away during the pandemic. And then she said, yeah, I want to say that because it was after my sister passed away as well. Well after my sister passed away. So it was good for me to go and train. So first she said it was when her sister passed away, and then she said it was after. But according to Trisha's Facebook post back in April 24th, 2020, that is when her sister passed away. This was also the same month that Melody left Martell and file for divorce. Now, in another interview that she did with Crystal XO on December 5th, 2024, Crystal asked her, do you really think that his initial reach out to you was really about working out, knowing who Martell is? And she responded saying, I didn't know, okay? I didn't know him because I didn't. I'm going to be honest. I didn't watch the show, okay? I didn't watch the show that much until I saw Stormy pop up. And then I was like, okay, yeah, now I gotta start watching to see my baby. She said, I didn't get that side that everybody saw. I didn't get that. She also said, I was going through the same situation. Yeah, it was like I was understanding. It was like at that moment, I didn't know Mel, didn't know of her or knew her. If she wants us to believe that Martell slid in her DM in March, the year that the divorce was finalized of March 2021, then there is no possible way that she would not know Melody or know of Melody. The reason being is that Stormy came on the show around 2021 season 3, and at that time Kiki was also on the show as well. And at the same time, Martell and Melody's name in Huntsville was well known. So there is no way that Trisha would not have known about Melody and Martell. And even so, with him DMing her, she would have gone on his page and saw his children posted on his page. And at the time, he had up a flyer of Love and Marriage Huntsville that featured him, Melody, and the rest of the cast. She would have also known that Stormy's on the show and Kiki's on the show. These are two people that she is close with. She know of them. She has relationship with them. So that theory that she's saying that she didn't know Martell that well or she didn't know Melody is false. What's also false is that she did not watch the show, because back in July 25th of 2020, one of her family member tagged her in this clip between Tisha and Marceau where they were discussing Marceau stepping up to help Tisha out with the children more. And Trisha commented the face because she was experiencing that same thing at that time with Marquez, because she's saying that Marquez was not helping her with the children because when her sister passed away, Marquez was out living his life. This is what she has said on the interview with Millichon, the interview with Crystal XO, and also the interview with Dustin. She's also said this on the show. Now, if you were tagged in this clip from 2020, then you would definitely know Melody. You would definitely know Martel. You would definitely know Scott 1.0 and 2.0. You would also know every other person who came on the show from that point, because you know of the show and you were watching the show. Now, to answer the question of what is Trisha's issue with Melody, it is my own opinion. This is not facts. This is just based on what I've discovered, that Trisha's issue with Melody is twofold. One, I believe that she went to Martel's house in 2020 of when her sister passed away, not 2021 like she wanted us to believe. And she was rejected by Martel in some capacity where he wanted to talk about Melody and his children. And even after that rejection, she went back to his house because she also mentioned in an interview that she went to his house many times. I believe it was in the Millichon interview. She said she went to his house a few times. In my opinion, they had intimate relationship, and because Melody is the center of Martel's universe, Trish became obsessed with Melody the same way that Coleslaw is obsessed with Melody. Trish is also carrying the venom for Melody based on the friendship and the friendship breakdown that Melody had with Stormy, Destiny, Tisha, and the rest of the cast. They all have been pumping Trish up to come on the show to attack Melody because they cannot get Coleslaw to come on the show to film with Melody, so they got the second best, which is Coleslaw 2.0. She's able to do this because she's operating from the mindset of a side chick, even though she is a married woman on a national TV show with a husband and a boyfriend. She is still operating from a side chick position because she's not able to see herself as a wife. And when you are surrounded by individuals who you call friends, who have no morals or integrity, this is the outcome. You have to stay prayed up, and you have to be very mindful of the company that you keep, because they covet your life. Since season 1, we have known that Melody was the target for the Scott 1.0, 2.0, and now we're seeing it in full effect. Aside from the Whitlows and Kiki, I believe that this has been the plan for all those individuals, such as Destiny, Stormy, who came on the show by way of Melody. They wanted to humble her and embarrass her. And the only way to do that was to put someone on the show who is a representation of Martel's infidelity, whether it is true or not, because they all know that that is Martel's biggest failure in life, is losing his marriage. And it was also embarrassing, the situation that Melody went through with her divorce, and as it relates to Coleslaw and her relationship with Martel and the demise of the Holtz marriage. So ultimately, Trisha is the willing participant being used to come after Melody based on her proximity to Martel and based on her friendship with Destiny, Tisha, Stormy, Scott 2.0, and everyone else who she is associated with on the show. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts on this video and all the information that I provided throughout the video. And How do you feel about majority of the cast, such as Tisha, Destiny, Stormy, who had somewhat of a friendship with Melody, knowing Trisha all this time? Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like, and share, and I'll see you guys in my next video.